right, let's hit the field.
All right.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
Today is Sunday, August 11th, and it was the final game of the homestand and the final game of a three-game set between the Yankees and the Rangers. Yankees looking to Marcus Stroman to try and get the series win in the rubber match. My recap, your reactions coming up next. This is NYY Recaps.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium,
New York City.
Just when they thought I was out, they pull me back in.
Wow. Bald head getting sweaty after that one. Clay Holmes making it interesting. Yankees' entire relief corps making it interesting, with the exception of Jake Cousins, who was really good today. Welcome back, everybody. Good win to finish out the homestand. I was thinking about this today, and the greatest job in baseball has got to be the person who plays the music to match the situation at the stadium. You know, a guy walks and they play Walk of Life by Dire Straits, or, you know, a pitcher gets taken out of the game and they play Hit the Road Jack by Ray Charles. What is that job called? I would have majored in that in college if I could. Jake Block says, Clay heart attack Holmes again. Cardiac Clay with the 4-out save. But Andrew Haney was on the mound today for the Rangers. And not only do lefties kill the Yankees, but so do ex-Yankees, especially ex-Yankees who stunk as Yankees. So I kind of expected him to throw a no-hitter. I'm not going to lie. Yankees did jump out to an early lead again, and this time they were able to barely hang on to eke out the one-run victory for win number 70. Orlando says he thought he was going to need to get the defibrillator out. Do people have defibrillators at home? Is that something you can just go pick up at Walmart? Home runs by Juan Soto and Giancarlo Stanton. 2 home runs by Juan Soto, by the way. And then the home run by Stanton came after a intentional walk to Aaron Judge. Oops. Another multi-hit day for Aaron Judge, who also hit home run number 42 and number 299 for his career. He is creeping up towards 330 with the batting average. He is at 328 with a 1.161 OPS. Are you kidding me? Volpe had a tough day on his bobblehead day. He went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. He's down to 250 now, and 0 for his last 23 at-bats, I believe. So tough day for Anthony Volpe. But a big story today was Marcus Stroman. I mentioned yesterday how bad Marcus Stroman's numbers have been since mid-June, and you may have noticed that Yankees pitching basically stunk for most of July and June. And Carlos Rodon has since turned it around. His last 4 starts, 2.22 ERA. Luis Gil has turned it around, been throwing the slider more, making a run at the Rookie of the Year. And we've just been waiting basically on Nestor Cortez and Marcus Stroman. I'm not sure Nestor's going to turn it around because to me he just looks tired. Doesn't typically throw this much into the season. But Stroman, I thought, you know, if he could get back to mixing his pitches a little bit better, just like Carlos Rodon did, then, you know, he could get out of it. And today he was going on 8 days rest, so an extra couple of days rest may have helped him. And he got it done. He looked like he was throwing a lot more free and easy. Paul O'Neill had a great point, which is that he hasn't been using his sinker as effectively as he was early in the year. He's throwing a lot more breaking pitches, but the sinker is how he gets ground balls, right? And today, notable that he only had 1 swing and miss all day long. He threw 89 pitches, 52 strikeouts, but he was getting ground balls. And you know what? It worked. 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 1 strikeout, and a really nice performance by Jake Cousins to come in with men on base in the 6th inning, strike out 3 hitters, and prevent further damage to Marcus Stroman's ERA, which is now 4.01 on the season, but a nice job by Mr. Stroman. And that'll do it for the homestand. The end of a 9-game homestand against 3 teams with under 500 records. And the Yankees went 5-4 on the homestand. They, really, I guess, kind of broke out a little bit in the Fenway series before they came home to... they went Fenway and then they went to the Phillies. And the offense broke out and they were smashing the baseball. Then they came home and they beat the Blue Jays. But they had some trouble with the Angels. And then this series was far too close against the Rangers. So, it was a tight homestand. You'd like to do better than 5-4. Some takeaways. Judge getting lots of hits. He wasn't hitting a ton of home runs. He hit one today. He also walked about a dozen times. Giancarlo, for the most part, was just ramping up, getting his swing back under him. And it wasn't until yesterday that he did any kind of real damage. Second day in a row with a home run. And given the state of White Sox pitching, I expect him to go berserker over the next few days. Berserker! Yanks Jazz, Chisholm looking good over there at third base until about the 8th inning today. He was pretty slick for most of the homestand. He had that one play where he, messed up as a force play where he should have known it was a force play. He tried to make the tag. That led to some runs. Today, he booted one that cost the Yankees a couple of runs. But offensively, he's looked good. He's already got 7 home runs with the Yankees. So his first homestand is in the books. He looks good in pinstripes, too. He's new to the position, so I'm going to give him a little bit of grace period at third base. But he's a phenomenal athlete. I think he's got a really good internal clock. A lot of people on this chat have been calling him Didi Gregorius 2.0, and I can see that. Volpe, ice cold all of a sudden. He was red hot coming out of the second half, and then I think maybe some of the rainouts or whatever threw off his timing. Wells had a great homestand. He went 1 for 4, hit another double today. He's got 13 doubles on the season. Juan Soto's hand had been kind of a worry for a lot of the homestand, but 2 dingers today. He's now got 30 on the season, hitting .304 with a 1.018 OPS. So, you would have liked to have done better than 5-4, but end of the day, the Yankees will end this homestand in a first place tie with the Orioles. Orioles have the advantage because they've won the season series so far, but both teams at 70 and 49. Nobody else in the American League has more than 68 wins. So the Yankees tied for the best record in the American League. And that's super important because you want home field advantage in the playoffs. But it's worth noting the Yankees have been awful at home this year. Not awful. They haven't been great. Usually it's a spot where you win pretty easily at home and you want that home field advantage. And home field advantage in the playoffs is a different animal. But have not been playing up to par at home this year. White Sox tomorrow. They are 28-91. If you haven't been following the White Sox this year or following baseball in general, they are very, very bad. They are really bad, like historically bad. They might lose 120, 125 games. That's how bad they are. They've had losing streaks of 14-21. They just fired their manager, Pedro Grifol, last week. Grady Sizemore took over as the interim manager. AJ Pierzynski, who's been on this podcast, has been rumored to be one of the people that might eventually take that job. But they are 28-91. That is 63 games under 500. 63. Their team batting average is .217. And losing any of the next 3 games is simply not acceptable if you're a Yankees fan right now. You got to go in there and win 3 straight. And you got to hope the Orioles lose 1 or 2 games. And then you exit the White Sox series in first place. That's the scenario the Yankees are looking for right now. Clay says, if we don't sweep the White Sox, he's going to lose his shit. Me too, brother. Me too. That is a true statement. But Yankees take the final game of the homestand and they head to Chicago. Let's get to the recap.
All right, let's go. Let's get it going.
Yankees got on the board in the first inning. Volpe reached on an error. Judge singled, and then Giancarlo Stanton brought in the first run with a sac fly. Nice productive at bat. He had 4 RBIs on the game. And then the Yankees tacked on in the bottom of the third. Juan Soto with an absolute bomb.
There it goes. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. Home run for Juan Soto.
The Juan who knocks. A majestic shot into the right field bleachers. 29th home run of the season, and he was not done. 110-mile-an-hour exit velocity, 413 feet. Bottom 5, Rangers intentionally walked Aaron Judge, but they forgot one thing. Giancarlo Stanton beginning to heat up, and he made them pay.
Giancarlo Stanton rips one out.
Nice Stantonian blast.
Giancarlo Stanton hits it out.
And there are 2 types of Stantonian blasts. There's the one that goes 475 feet, which he does on occasion. And then there's the ones like today where it's just a blistering line drive that just basically makes everybody scatter in the seats. And that's what he hit today. 114.9 off the bat, 405 feet. That made it 5-0. After that swing, his OPS was exactly 800 for the season. It finishes the day at 798. But I think Giancarlo, aside from the injury, had a really productive year. We had a comment last night about how all of his home runs are meaningless. Well, there you go. That one meant something. Yankees needed those runs. He does hit some meaningless home runs. I'll give you that. But that one meant something. Rangers got to Marcus Stroman in the 6th inning. Quick hook for Aaron Boone, trying to preserve his confidence after a really good 5 innings. Nice job by Jake Cousins to strike out the side and prevent further damage. Really good job by Cousins. Yankees got the run back in the bottom half. Sac fly from DJ LeMahieu. He showed some signs of life in the homestand. He hit one to right field later in the game where he got thrown out going to second by about a mile, but he went 2 for 3 on the day. He's up to 198, so he's almost up to the White Sox team batting average. Rangers got 2 back in the 7th on an error by Jazz Chisholm. Not a good inning for Tommy Kahnle. Couldn't find the zone with the changeup, but ended up working out of it. And then bottom 7, Juan Soto back at it.
His second home run of the game. He's done it again.
Second home run of the game. Home run number 30 on the season.
Do it again, exactly like you did the last time.
Loved his reaction. I know some people don't like it when players kind of show off their home runs and admire their work. I love it when an artist admires their work, as long as it goes out of the ballpark. That one was never a doubt, 406 feet, and he just kind of like turned around. He did almost the Jazz Chisholm thing, but beautiful swing. Next batter was Aaron Judge, and when he hits a fly ball to right field at Yankee Stadium, I tell you what, it's usually going to be a souvenir.
It's another home run for Judge. All right.
42.
Good Judge.
42 for Aaron Judge. 299th home run of his career. And the Yankees at that point led 8-3, and you thought they were going to sail to an easy victory. But Mark Leiter just did not have it today. He was not getting the usual break or location on his splitter. And before you knew it, it was 8-6. Clay Holmes was coming in for the 4-out save, and every Yankees fan who's been watching this season was clutching their chest. Like, oh my God, are we going to do this again? But he got through the 8th. Top 9, still in the game. And of course, he made it interesting, served up a single to make it 8-7. And in a ridiculously stressful 9th inning, there was a ground ball to second base. Gleyber Torres, for some reason, went down to a knee. It kind of took a bad hop on him. And then he just did one of those weird dart-type throws to first base. Almost blew it, but catch was made, and the Yankees hang on to win the final game of the homestand.
Ball game over. Yankees win.
Win number 70.
Yankees win.
20 games ahead of last year's pace.
You're a winner.
Tommy C. says, I'm a fan of Clay Holmes. Anyway, hi from Paris. Not supposed to be online while working here, so adios. Are you in the Olympics? Is that what's going on here at the Olympic ceremonies, maybe? But anyway, great to see Clark Schmidt back in the dugout, says Mr. Clay. And we heard during the game that Clark Schmidt could be back second week of September. That's when they're counting for him to come back. I thought he'd be back sooner than that, the way he was throwing, but they're going to send him out for a rehab assignment in about 10 days. So they're counting on a few rehab starts and then hopefully a few starts before you get to the end of the season. All right, Belt today, we had some good options. I mean, Judge was 3 for 3 with a walk, 42 home runs on the year now. Stanton with the big 3-run shot. Marcus Stroman, obviously, great start. And Juan Soto, 2 home runs. Who's it going to be? Juan Soto. Juan Soto with the belts. He is our leader in belts. I haven't updated the leaderboard yet, but we'll do that shortly. Couple of big swings, and every time that he hits a huge home run or does something incredible, I always have to say, pay that man his money.
Pay that man his money.
I don't know if the Yankees are actually going to do it. We talked about it the other day, whether or not he was going to end up with the Mets. I still think that there's a legit shot that the Mets are going to offer him the biggest contract of anybody out there. And it's just a question of whether he wants to take that or whether he wants to stay with the Yankees. He's obviously getting a ton of pitches to hit in front of Aaron Judge. I mean, he's still walking a ton. Let me find out how many walks Juan Soto has on the year. Let's pull up his season stats. He has on this season 95 walks. So he's already creeping up on 100 walks, and we're in early August. He's got 82 strikeouts, so more walks than strikeouts. He's hitting over 300 at a time when not many people do hit over 300. 429 on base percentage in front of Aaron Judge. And that is why Aaron Judge has so many RBIs. Let's take a look at Aaron Judge's numbers now. 106 RBIs on August 11th. He's got a shot for like 130, 140 RBIs. He really does. With high 50s or low 60s in home runs and a 330 batting average. I mean, there's almost no way he doesn't win the MVP. Last 7 games, Judge hitting 455. How many walks does he have? He has 98 walks. So he is 3 ahead of Juan Soto. Crazy. Joseph Bazarnik says, Soto, Judge, and Stanton are the 3-headed monsters. Especially having Stanton back and hot, it just makes that offense so much more dangerous. You know, you got to be careful pitching around Aaron Judge. I'll tell you what, I'm going to lose my mind if the White Sox intentionally walk Aaron Judge. Just going to lose my cool because they have no shot at winning. They have a less than 0.1 chance to make the playoffs. They'd have to win every single game left this season to just finish 20 games under 500. They're not making the playoffs. Pitch to Aaron Judge. Let the man chase the record. Let him get number 300. I'm not saying let him get it, but compete. Compete with him. So Yankee Basher 21 wants to know who has the highest batting average in the American League. Well, let me find out. I'm sure we can just go over to MLB.com. I know Bobby Witt was hitting about 350 last I checked. He hit about 490 in July. So let me go ahead and pull it up. All right, let's take a look through the league leaders. So Judge leading in OPS. Bobby Witt leading in average at 347. Judge is in second at 328. Stephen Kwan has fallen all the way down to 325. So Bobby Witt is really stopping Aaron Judge from the Triple Crown. He's 19 points ahead in batting average. I tell you what, we could use one of those 0 for 52 streaks from Bobby Witt right now, but I don't think it's happening. And look, credit to him. He does it by swinging the bat. He's got 164 hits already, which is the most in Major League Baseball. That's more than Luis Arraez, who, by the way, hit in 306. Take a look at home runs. Judge at 42. That's a 7 home run lead over Shohei Ohtani of the Dodgers, who has 35. Marcell Ozuna with Atlanta has 35. Anthony Santander with Baltimore has 35. Ketel Marte is having a great year, hitting .299 with 30 home runs. Take a look at on-base percentage leaders. Judge at 462. Juan Soto at 429. So the Yankees have numbers 1 and 2. I'd be really interested to see if they finish 1-2 in the MVP race at the end of the season. Jurickson Profar, 396. I believe he got hurt recently. I'm not sure if he ended up on the IL. Yordan Alvarez having a really good year. 307, 25 home runs, 63 RBIs. You know, Bobby Witt, it's more than just the average. He's already got 22 home runs, too, and 87 ribbies. He's got an OPS of 998. So we take a look at the OPS leaders. He's 4th. He's behind Judge, Soto, Ohtani, and Bobby Witt. There were some rumors a couple of years ago that the Yankees were going to make a bid for Rafael Devers. He's at 974. Imagine that trio. Judge, Soto, and Devers. It'll never happen, unfortunately, but my goodness, that would have been absurd. All right, let's take a few more comments here and wrap it up here on a Sunday evening. Jason Thomas says that only Gunnar and Bobby Witt are the ones that could stop Soto and Judge from finishing 1 and 2. Have to say I agree. You know, I don't think Devers is going to do it unless he goes crazy over the next, month and a half and the Red Sox somehow make the playoffs, they do have a shot to make the playoffs. Alvarez, I mean, he's capable of going on those crazy streaks, and the Astros have been in it, but he's a DH, and DHs typically don't get a lot of MVP votes. So I think they've got a real chance to finish 1-2 in the MVP voting, which will be a fun thing. Even if it's 1 year of Soto, it'll be something we always remember. So thanks to everybody who joined on this Sunday afternoon. I'll be back tomorrow with a voicemail show. Be sure to call in 718-899-1068. We're going to record it in the morning. Be sure to tune into Foul Territory tomorrow at 1 p.m. And there might be an announcement that affects this channel, so you will hear about that. And then I'll be back after the White Sox game tomorrow night. So tune in for all of that, and we'll see you next time.
Ball game